occasion of Diwali near Bengaluru's majestic railway station, which, by the way, is not so majestic anymore. Blame the potholes. Led by the JDS MLC TA Shavana, the sit-in protest mocked Karnataka's ruling Bommai government by burning firecrackers in these potholes. They called it the Pothole Diwali. Now, the JDS have also given a 15 days ultimatum to the state government as well as the BBMP to resolve the situation. If they fail, the JDS has threatened that massive protests will be carried out across all the wards. For a state that's due for assembly election in just a few months from now, can the Bommai government afford the country's IT hub to remain in shambles? And so when one talks about the pothole menace in Bengaluru, remember that they've proven to be deadly. They've taken several lives. Let's also give you account of how many lives have been lost in the city of Bengaluru alone, and that too in just 1 year. On October 17th, as you can see in 2022 itself, a 50-year-old woman fell down. She was mowed down by the bus. On August 18th in 2022, 44-year-old was hit by a pothole. He fell off his scooter. Now, cut to March 17 this year itself, a man lost his balance after the scooter hit a pothole. On January 30th, a teacher was hit by a truck after veering off a pothole again. Cut to 2021, last year in November itself, a food delivery agent lost his balance and died, all because of a pothole. And on October 9th, 2021, a 17-year-old was hit by a truck after dodging a pothole. And in October of last year itself, a sub-inspector was dodging a pothole and got hit by a truck. It's important to note that most of these deaths happen while people are only trying to dodge these potholes. So people of Bengaluru say that the CM or the high officials of the BBMP never get to face the pothole menace because they are traveling in their air-conditioned high-end cars. And so let's also talk about how much money has been spent so far as the BBMP is concerned. Let's begin with 2017 till 2018. 47.8 crore rupees was spent. From 2018 till 2019, 49.2 crore rupees was spent. 2019 till 2020, 54.8 crore rupees. What's interesting over here and important to be noted down is that from 2020 till 21, we've seen a massive drop in the overall budget dedicated by the BBMP to, cure the problem or the menace of the potholes, and that is just 16.4 crore rupees compared to the previous years. And in 2021 till 2022, there's been a further drop of the allocated budget, and I believe this has been the lowest ever since, and that's 6.3 crore rupees devoted by the BBMP currently. And that also comes to the total expenditure, by the way, which is 215 crore rupees. Is that enough? And who is accountable for these potholes? And that is the question we are posing to you, our viewers, as well as our guests who will be joining us in just a while from now. Bengaluru killer potholes, who's accountable? Is it the BBMP? Is it the government? Or is it the people of Bengaluru? We are also opening our call-in lines. Do call in and share your views with us here on the number that's being flashed on your screens. That's 01204341895. The question is, Bengaluru killer potholes, who's accountable? Let me also open the dais to my guests. I'm joined in by Mr. Ashok Gowda, who's a leader from the BJP. I'm joined in by Saurabh Kumar, who's a director of Pothole Raja, a social venture that's aimed at promoting road safety. I'm also joined in by Mr. Sanket Yenagi, who's a lawyer and spokesperson from the KPCC. Many thanks to you, gentlemen, for joining my show today. Ashok Gowda, if I could begin with you. Karnataka's Chief Minister, Mr. Bommai, is currently holding the portfolio of Bengaluru development, and yet the pothole menace. Why so? Is the CM too busy to take stern action?
See, let's understand there is an unprecedented rain in this season, and we had never expected this kind of a rain because of whatever the reasons, maybe global warming, etc., etc. And there is an unprecedented rain which has definitely made it's all issues in this to this extent.
Ashok Gowda,
Basically, to
I'm
say,
sorry to interject.
I will
Right.
come to the point. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry to interject because, there's a slight correction over there. I just now ran those figures which dated back to almost a year ago, that is October of last year. If we are talking about this year's weather fury or the rain fury that has lashed out at the city of Bengaluru compared to the rains of last year, it's the same story repeating every year.
See, let's understand what was the rainfall precipitation before, like let's assume before 5 years. Precipitation dates, number of days in precipitation in Bangalore was 140 to 145. Now the average days rainfall is around 180 to 200 days in Bangalore city or elsewhere in South India also. So that adding to that, that is one problem. There are several other problems. I understand there is a potholes. Pothole is an issue, and BBMP and the government has to fix it. And we have already fixed very close to more than 3,000 plus odd potholes in Bangalore. And we are also
But
looking
that's
into the
clearly not. But
technologically
that's
driven.
clearly not resolving the problem.
Let me
Lives are
finish
still
it. There is
getting
a
lost.
No, there is a technological issue also here, because once we lay the potholes and close it, and because of the heavy rains, the pothole itself is like again becoming another pothole. See, the point is we have to use a technology, geosynthetic technology. We are already in discussion. The government is in discussion with the experts, and will definitely fix this. Geosynthetical materials will be put as an extra layer, and the pothole mess will be fixed in Bangalore. That is one.
Sanket
And
Yanagi,
second, we are already looking into the other kind of technologies which are available in the world also. We are discussing. Our government is very
Mr.
serious
Gowda,
about
let's
fixing
not
the
talk
civil
about
problems.
what is about to happen. Let's talk about things as they stand as of now on ground zero. What is going to come? What is going to happen? Well, we all know that, your state is a poll-bound state. Promises will be made. How many of those promises are completed is another area altogether which is equally debatable. I'm going to take another question from Sanket Yanagi. Sanket Yanagi, I also ran for the benefit of our viewers and for my guests those figures. We've seen this consistent drop in the allocated budget as far as the pothole menace is concerned, and that there's been this severe drop in the budget that's being allocated to potholes by the BBMP. To what extent is corruption the cause behind BBMP's failure?
Well, let me go one by one. Firstly, the term of the existing BBMP is over. The government is not willing to conduct elections. It has delayed for one or the other reasons. And now, because of the directive of the High Court and as much as that of the Supreme Court, now they want to conduct elections. Otherwise, they wanted to postpone the elections in order to lose the elections, because they were very clear about their mandate, about their work and the quality of the work. Number one. Number two, since there is no BBMP body, elected body, so the government is managing it and entire controlling the administration of the BBMP. It is directly or indirectly now controlled by the government itself. The fund allocation is by the government, and proper directions have to be issued by the government insofar as Bangalore and the BBMP jurisdiction is concerned. Number two, the government has already been alleged by the Contractors Association that they are demanding 40% to 50% commission. Especially that being the case, the quality of work will not be so quality at all. There is no quality at all in the work, number one. And number two, rain, as my brother Mr. Ashok Gowda pointed out, rain has contributed certain things. But if there is no quality, we can't blame the rain. And it is the government which has to assess the quality and see that the proper quality is maintained in the road. When the government itself is demanding around 40 to 50%, and in the remaining 40 to 50% of the amount available with the contractor, what quality is expected? Nothing more is expected. So I
Absolutely,
would
Sanket.
say it is because of the corruption of the government, and that too, it is already facing the corruption charges by the BBMP
Right.
contractors
We
association
are also
itself.
talking about a city which is the IT hub of the nation. You can't just let rain sweep across the city with the kind of fury with which we've seen the kind of destruction taking place. And it's not just leading to a civic menace, it's leading to a loss of lives. On that note, let me also bring in my first caller, Kiran, who's joining us on the phone line. Kiran, thank you for joining our show. Where are you from? Also, go ahead and share your views.
Good evening, madam.
Hi, good evening.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I can.
Madam, now the government is taking blame. If the CM is allocated to funds to the consensus, then why not MLAs are taking responsibility of the potholes? One thing. If there is no corporates, then automatically it is responsible to go to MLAs. So only why government has to take their responsibility? Why not other local elected bodies should not take their responsibility? Because this is a collective responsibility you have to take. Government, of course, they have to supervise everything, but CM can't do everything in all the portals, all the councils.
Right. I'm going to pose that question, Kiran. I'm going to pose that question to my guests as well. Thank you for sharing your views. I'm also joined in by my next caller, Rajesh from Nasik. Rajesh, please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. This is Rajesh. My question is straight to the BJP leader. BJP is more busy in toppling the government all over the country and less bother about the potholes, the roads. I want to know whether this is a passive income for BJP for doing corruption, because they have got one of the best person called Nitin Gadkari, who has been thrown away from the guidance to the Modi. And now what the condition is that, and I'm very sorry to tell, we have lost 11 bodies in Nasik in last week. 11 people were burnt live within a road accident of misplanning of roads. Who is responsible for this?
All right. So the problem clearly goes beyond Bengaluru. Thank you for sharing your views with us, Rajesh. I'm also joined in by Bobby from Bengaluru. Bobby, please go ahead.
Yeah. So what really happens is out of a certain amount of money, only about 10% actually goes into the road. The rest goes to the middlemen and politicians. So that's why these things happen.
Right, that's also something we've been debating. Many thanks to you, Bobby. Saurabh, thank you for first of all waiting your turn very patiently. If I could bring you in on this, what have you learned from the movement that you've been running? Is it also the lack of a mayor or an elected representative, or simply a dedicated minister responsible for works and improvement that can lead to perhaps a change in the civic menace that Bengaluru is facing?
Thank you so much, Kansha, for having me over here. I was also hearing the views of the other guests in the panel too.
Right.
And let me start off by first telling that technology as a solution, we actually don't have to go anywhere outside the country to find good solutions for fixing potholes. We have been doing this and we are present in Bangalore. We've been doing this for the last 6 years. We have been providing services to you'll be surprised to know that none of our potholes have actually gone bad. So that's the confidence we have. And another thing is we've always been taking help of citizens because as there was a question that how do we even know that where potholes are, and that's where citizens play a very important role. When we have the right technology at our disposal, we actually don't need to go anywhere across the country. In fact, not even across the country, we have everything in house. Bangalore being the IT capital, and the movement that we started with just fixing potholes. We have upgraded the technology and we are now constructing roads from recycled plastic waste with a guarantee that no pothole will happen. So my only point is even to Mr. Ashok Gowda, who was saying that the government is in fact exploring better technologies for repair and maintenance of road. Sir, you don't actually need to go anywhere. I'm live on the TV, and I'm giving you this assurance that if you really want, we are there to help and ensure that no lives, not only in Bangalore but anywhere across the country, is not lost. The only thing is how open are you to adopt these technologies.
Ashok Gowda, if I could bring you in on this, you heard what Saurabh has to say. Why not galvanize these social ventures and the people, or rather the public and the masses, so that they all can put up a collective effort and perhaps only come to the rescue of the government, which so far seems to be failing at it?
Definitely, we'll get in touch with Saurabh and their team also. But at the same time, let us understand that there is, the gentleman was saying, excellent point. The MLAs should also be responsible. In Bangalore, there are 12 MLAs. What are they doing? On the other day, they were passing the buck. Dinesh Gundurao's constituency, right in front of DK Shivkumar's ownership mall, there was a death. Nothing came across. Nothing. Congress did not even own the responsibility.
No, it's a very valid point. It's a very valid point made by you. Since we are talking, Ashok, that is why I'm asking you this question. That's why I'm asking you this question. Since we are talking about the passing of the buck and the responsibility to be borne by local MLAs, why not have an elected representative who can be answerable? Having the CM, that's the first question I asked you. Perhaps a CM has too many issues to deal with, and to just place the onus upon him for urban development of the state itself is asking perhaps too much out of the CM himself. Why not have a mayor or a dedicated minister?
Agreed. A good, valid suggestion, and BJP government is bound for the decentralization of power, and we are sticking on to the 73rd and 74th amendment so that we can ensure that the local governance is also maintained very well. That is point one. But why did the elections delayed? The elections were delayed. First thing is it was because of COVID. Second was the Maharashtrian then government, which was also part of Congress, Shiv Sena and NCP, had submitted a wrong affidavit, or the stand on the OBC reservation was misquoted in the Supreme Court by the then government, and which led to the OBC reservation being cancelled by the Supreme Court, or there was the sentence Supreme Court saying the OBC reservation.
No, but what is stopping your government now? What is stopping your government now? Let's talk about things as they stand as of today. Ashok, this is a call-in show.
Issue is solved.
You've said what you had to. You've said what you had to. This is a call-in show. Let me also give an opportunity to my callers who are very patiently waiting their turn. I am now joined in by Mr. Mahesh from Bengaluru. Mr. Mahesh, please go ahead and share your views.
Hi, Akansha. Thanks for having me. Basically, I come from Bangalore. And there is not even a stretch of road which is pothole free. And I would vote to the BBMP, where there is rampant corruption, which is with contractors and also the officials and also the politicians. Until this gets sorted out, I think people of Bangalore have to suffer, and there is no other option available for them.
All right.
And I want to Mr. Ashok Gowda on this, because I would also feel that many of the local BJP MLAs who are from Bangalore would find it very difficult to retain their seats if this situation doesn't improve in the next 6 months.
Ashok Gowda, the writing's on the wall. Balaji from Bengaluru is also joining us right now. Balaji, please go ahead.
Good evening, madam. We Bangaloreans are fed up. These political parties fight each other. It is your mistake and it is your mistake. You see the allocation. This year, they have given only 6 crores or 9 crores, what you have displayed. But is it enough? Is it enough for a Bangalore? And when BJP is ruling, why can't they take the advice of Mr. Gadkari, who is the champion of infrastructure? I feel that because of these two parties fighting each other, Bangalore should be made union territory, madam. We are fed up. We are fed up.
No, I don't think that's needed right now, but we are going to take that question from Ashok Gowda in just a bit. Many thanks to you, Balaji, for joining in on our show. Kumaran from Bengaluru is up next. Kumaran, please go ahead.
Yeah, my point is very clear. We have 12 MLAs We have 198 wards. We have BBMP. I still recall Ashok Gowda from BJP was saying, due to COVID, we were not able to conduct the elections. Sir, I would like to ask you, there were many elections which happened even during the second wave of COVID. I would like to know, okay, what on earth actually stopped us not in conducting BBMP? Sir, I can't even believe we actually, what they call us as, we will make Bangalore as a Singapore and all that. Both BJP and Congress has been saying for many years. I can't even believe the IT city when you have potholes, which is very common all across the entire city. Why can't our MLAs take ownership? Why can't we do the election? And you know the answer in front of you. Still you guys are not able to take an action. It's such a apathy to understand people die because of potholes. Do you have an answer in case if your family members or if your friends die because of potholes? What is the answer you would like to give to the citizens?
That's why we have the representative from BJP. I'm going to ask that question, Kumaran. Thank you for joining in on the show. Jay Prakash from Bengaluru, please go ahead and share your views.
Yeah, thank you, Akansha. Basically, I'm seeing this discussion going on. I think there is a lot of blame game, but I'm not finding a solution, either from Congress or BJP, whoever it is. At least to wake up and say that, okay, this is the issue. We know the problem. We require public support. And, one Mr. Saurabh is also there. He says he has the technology.
Right.
Why can't you do that something, make a committee or something like that, come up with the idea. Please try to understand.
Absolutely. With your insistence, I'm sure Ashok Gowda is going to take up that suggestion and perhaps convey it to his party as well. Anand from Kurukshetra is up next. Anand, if you could go ahead and share your thoughts.
Good evening, everybody. Anand Mahajan from Kurukshetra, Haryana. I have a few questions for BJP leader, Mr. Ashok. The first one is, he was saying there was more rain than expected. But my question is, why don't they use good quality construction material in the first place? And secondly, why do they use substandard material while building the roads in the first place? Do the civic authorities use the same material for laying the roads leading to the bungalows of bureaucrats and ministers?
All right. Anand, thank you for posing those questions. Mr. Gowda, quite a host of questions to be answered. In addition to those, I have one very basic one. We've run those figures which clearly indicate that there's been a considerable reduction as far as the budget for the BBMP to handle the potholes is concerned. For a state capital which has 198 wards, what explains this reduction?
Akanksha, first thing is there is a 243 wards and we have 28 MLAs, 15 of them are from BJP, 12 of them are from Congress, 1 is from JDS.
Which only makes that question even more serious.
I will come to that point also. See, now the point is we are following IRC code. That is Indian Road Congress is what has to be followed when we are doing any roads. Now, 6,600 crores is the budget which was given, which was extra amount which was given by the state government. The budget which was already there with the BBMP was 10,000 plus crores. That means that the totally around 15 to 16,000 crores is the amount which BBMP had to spend in the entire year. And now the pothole point, why was the reduction? There are so many concrete roads and there are so many metro constructions which are happening where we do not allocate extra fund only for the potholes because wherever the metro construction is happening, BMRC will handle those potholes. That is why there is a reduction in the cost. And now there is I agreed that we will definitely go with this with the local experts as well as Nitin Gadkari's suggestions also
Ashok,
will take.
Ashok, there's also the point as far as the corruption which is being alleged by contractors from Karnataka is concerned.
I will answer
they have alleged 40% commission. That's a lot. I'm going to let you speak, but Sanket Enegi, if I could bring you in on this, will campaigns like Pay CM suffice for the opposition to take up this menace of potholes in the state of Karnataka, not just in the city of Bengaluru. Is that enough for you as an opposition party to galvanize the kind of support that is needed on the ground level?
So we are already working on it. We have campaigned, and now also we have a plan to campaign. That is one part of it. But coming to this point, so I would one by one. I would appreciate CNN for taking this issue. Even the government is not hearing, CNN is making the BJP and other political party leaders to hear this issue, so that this is something serious and connected to the people at ground, and this is something important. And number two, let me come to the next point, saying that now the BJP is claiming itself as a developmental politics, and it is doing the development, this, that, everything. I would like to ask one question to my BJP counterpart as to how many cases have been registered against the contractors who have not laid the road as per the requirement, as per the quality requirement of IRC code. There is no case as such, because the government at some point has compromised the quality because of the corruption. Number two, now IRC code is being followed. That is what my learned friend has said about from the BJP has said. Now I would like to ask one question: how many cases which have been registered against the engineers, BBMP engineers, more particularly regarding the Bengaluru jurisdiction, and also against those contractors who have not maintained the quality as per the IRC code? Because of the corruption, it's not happening. It is straight away visible, and in one way they are blowing hot, another way it's
all right. Ashok Gowda, I'm running short of time.
One or the other way is
Sanket, I'm running short of time. I'd like to quickly take in a response from Ashok Gowda on that. Ashok, it was in news in past several months that those allegations that have been made by contractors about the kind of bribe that's being demanded, that to BJP leaders and officials of the BBMP only for simply state infrastructural works.
So see, this is 40% commission is the blame game or a toolkit of Congress. See, first they alleged us with the Rafale.
Are you saying that the Congress is influencing? I'm asking for my information. For my information, are you saying the Congress is influencing these contractors in Karnataka?
Definitely. You see, there are three Kempannas. The first Kempanna, who is a contractor association head, was sitting in Siddaramaya's house. What was he doing? Siddaramaya is the opposition leader. He should have gone to court or to the Lokayukta. Instead of that, he is going to the opposition leaders. It's a toolkit of Congress just to blame BJP and NDA government. See, they do not have any kind of a proof. See, I am agreeing that there may be a mistake which may be done by the engineers, and there may be a mistake which may be done by the contractors. And to that extent, I agree with the Yengi. What is he suggesting? We should book a cases on those people who do not follow IRC code.
Sanket, Kenegi, if I could bring you in on this. Sanket, would you like to come with a rebuttal?
And we need to book a case on those people.
Right,
Sanket. If the government is very particular about the development and quality, immediately they have to register case against the contractors for the not maintaining the quality. If the government is clear that there is no corruption, they may have to register a case and hand it over to the judicial probe. That is not being done. So in one or the other way, the government is very clear that it is corrupt, and the government has compromised the quality of the roads in Bangalore, because of which the people are suffering, because of which there are so many deaths because of pothole.
Ashok Gowda, do you take onus for the failures that have happened as far as the entire civic menace is concerned? Remember, potholes is just one aspect of it, and today we happen to discuss because of so many deaths that have taken place in the last 1 year, but we are looking at various other civic issues. We are looking at encroachment being an issue. We've also seen as far as live wires are concerned, they've also become an issue. There are a host of issues as far as the common life, the life of the common man in Bengaluru is concerned. It's plagued by a host of civic menace issues. But does your party take onus for this? Because, it's not just you who's the first BJP leader I'm speaking to during the day. I have had several others like Pramila Nasarji. Everyone's saying that, this is something that's been happening since Siddaramaya's time. Why always hark back upon the previous governments?
See, rain is happening every time, and we have been allocating the funds. The concrete roads have started now. And now, because of
No,
the
you've
concrete
been
roads, they
allocated
cannot take
funds.
this
You've
shelter
been
under the rain.
allocated funds, but there's been a considerable reduction in the funds as well. Can the city of Bengaluru afford that? As you pointed out, 214 wards.
Now, because of the reduction because of the reduction in the sense, the government has not allocated. The way the government is showing interest in allocation of the contract, it is not showing interest in fixing the potholes. Because
All right.
there is no money
I'm
expected.
running short of time.
No
Saurabh
income for the
Kumar,
government.
I'd like you to have the last word. There are multiple projects and agencies, including the DULT, Bengaluru Smart City Limited, BBMP, Tender Shore Roads, several others. Yet the city is in a menace. Why so? Is it because they continue to work in isolation?
Akansha, I would just like to say one thing before this discussion closes, that
You have 20
we can
seconds.
continue debating about the apathy of the roads, not only in Bangalore, across the country. But the point is, unless we actually go on the ground and start implementing these, this will continue to be in our newsroom and the discussion that we are having, and we can't do anything about it. And I would request, of both the representatives of the respective parties.
I think that was the idea behind discussing these issues, especially the pothole menace. Now that it's been brought from the newsrooms to your bedrooms, please, gentlemen, take notice of the situation. Wake up and smell the coffee. On that note, I'm going to thank all three of you. Many thanks to you, Ashok Gowda, Saurabh Kumar and Saket Yenagiri. And with that, it's a wrap from my end. Many thanks to you. Up next is Plain Speak.
Hello and welcome. I'm Priya Siddiqui and you're watching Plain Speak. Rishi Sunak, the 57th and the youngest UK Prime Minister in modern history at the age of 42 and the very first of Indian origin. Now remember that Britain